Okay, let's get into this. We're going to be talking today, let me adjust, about the twin flame communication, specifically as it pertains to the dream time, the waking dreams. Okay, the song that was coming through is from Jelly Roll. It's called Heart of Stone. I have the lyrics pulled up here. It says, "Oh Lord, can you help me? I've fallen out of grace. I'm crawling back to heaven from this hell on earth I've made." Okay, and we've been getting that a lot on the channel. It says, "I'm wide awake, but I'm dreaming." It says, "Angels only meet you where you are, and I'm in the dark." Okay, so that is the vibe of the whole reading that we're going to get into today. So I'm going to leave these out and let's see what else we have. So I'm going to just intuitively choose, because I want to know where Divine Masculine or the runner of the twin flame dynamic is right now. What is their energy? What are they tapped into? What are they feeling? I've also been getting overwhelmingly that the runner of the telepathic communication of the twin flames, right, is very like nervous or scared of the fact that there's telepathy going on. Okay, so imagine like a child in a bedroom and they've just gone down to sleep for the night and they feel this presence, right? And we keep getting that on the channel where it's like they're haunted by thoughts of us. They are haunted by the memories, right? So we're really tapping into that with like the person on your mind, this wealthy man here for most of you. I know I do have some males who watch me. Yeah, there's this message of concern that continues to come out, and that's you. I feel like, especially at least for me, I had this waking dream last night, and it was, me saying, "Hey, I have stuff to talk about. I would like to speak with you, right, in person." And I was able to accomplish that, like actually do that. Yeah. So it's unexpected here. It says income, but I feel like this is your person saying, "I know you have good intentions here. I know that this is a positive attempt to reach me." But again, there's a part of them that's like afraid of the telepathy in general. Okay. I've also been getting a lot just this morning while I was getting ready to record here that someone's a little bit fearful of the adjudication. They're fearful of the justice. Like they don't want to have to talk about the third party. They don't want to have to talk about the fact that they hurt you, right? It's more getting information in order to clear things up. We've been getting that a lot here. There's also something very significant about what this person or you does for work. Okay, so for me, I'm a tarot reader. I do these things, the spiritual path, the spiritual transformation journey for a living, right? So if my person is not comfortable with telepathy, they're going to have a bad image of what I do, right? But I do feel strongly that this person, that could have been the awakening, right? It's like we keep getting on the channel that your person is waking up to the facts of this connection. They're waking up to the fact that you are good. Okay, so I do feel there's reluctancy here. Yeah, we have distant horizons. There's a reluctancy to sort of make this journey. And I was saying, this is like this feeling of a child alone in a bedroom, feeling a presence, okay? So we want to be careful about how we approach our person in the spirit. So let's see what's going on here. The room, yeah. I feel like, again, it's like this person feels your presence here. That's kind of what I was getting. And they're not sure if it's a shadow or if it's a positive vibe. See the shadow there? That's the same room. I feel like your person could have had some issues with negative spirituality. We'll put it that way. And we keep getting, you know, that the karmic is into spell work and all this other crap. I mean, that could be true here. So we have journey, awakening to these distant horizons here, pleasure seekers, and waiting. Yeah, I think that they question. It's like, why would you wait around for little old me? Yeah, for this reunion here. They're a little nervous about that. Again, they don't know if you're friend or foe. Some of them could feel, I feel heightened was the word they wanted to say. They feel the connection is at a peak right now. The connection is at a peak, yeah. And then we get the wife card. Okay, something is peaking here. Something about health as well. Deep in thought. They feel like they're... Okay, I'm getting a song that says, I think it's Bailey Zimmerman, but I'm not sure. But the lyric says, who knew that a woman like that would be bad for my health? Something like that, where it's like the connection is so intense that they feel like they're going nuts, I feel like, for some of us. So let's dive in a little deeper to that. We'll get this one. So still into sort of like what your person is going through. I feel like a lot of them could be at work right now. Yeah, and they're thinking of what to cut out and what to keep. What they need to hold on to and what they need to let go of for this connection to flourish, because right now it's been very slow moving. Yeah. I feel like your person is very connected. Like they do understand this connection. Yeah. The woman. So what's the woman going through for my masculine listeners? Or this could be like how your person perceives you if you were the feminine. I feel like the feminine is looking at the masculine like they're very slow. They're slow to understand this connection and they're slow to do the work. If shadow work is what they're called to, they're dragging their feet. The feminine is losing hope here. Losing hope, and they're saying like, I'm not waiting at this crossroads here. I want to be loyal to you, but I'm not just going to sit around. You need to take some action, is what the feminine is saying. What else? Yeah, they feel alone. I've made it to this certain point and I'm just sitting here alone wondering, yeah, the cross is burdens. I'm just sitting here alone wondering if you're ever going to show up. And understanding that they're going through their own karma here and we're just patiently waiting with our heart on our sleeve. And that's uncomfortable. And so we feel as though our health is being compromised because of this waiting period. Yeah, and we're so intuitively connected to our masculine that it's like, yeah, the sun and the moon. That's masculine, feminine, twin flame. So the feminine feels like their health could be at risk because their hope is lost. And the masculine is just like still stuck in this indecision here, trying to like figure stuff out with the book. What else have we got, Spirit? Let's go into some of this more 3D decks. Divine intervention, time for reflection. I feel like that's what we were just getting from the masculine's point of view. Okay, so what else from the masculine here? Signs and meanings. Yeah, they keep getting guided to you though. Divine intervention. Spirit is sending them signs. And again, I feel like they're afraid of that. Yeah, because of the mistakes that they've made here. Again, they're afraid of the adjudication. Yeah, being a player. But they're in pain over the romantic feelings that they feel and very anxious. I was just saying the feminine lost hope. That says renewed hope. They want to renew your hope here. The other song that came through as I was listening to that Jelly Roll song, right, because it came through so strongly. The one right immediately after it was one called Banks. And I have the lyrics on my phone that I feel like are pertinent here. Okay, so just like the banks of the river, I want to hold you close but never hold you back. So this is about containment, which Aries got on this channel. Let's see. I want to be there when the voices in your head are loud enough to make you lose your mind. And just the same, when you're dominating the day, I want to be the one that's by your side. You know my love is not the jealous type. It doesn't matter if we win or lose. Yeah, I could stay or I could come, no matter what we're coming from. I can be the one to let you choose. I want to hold you close, but never to hold you back. And if you ever feel like you're not enough, I'm going to break all your mirrors. I want to be there when the darkness closes in. To make the truth a little clearer, I want to hold you close, but never to hold you back. You're beautiful and wild at every turn. Who am I to take control of that? Everybody needs a voice they can follow when the water and the winds get bad. You know my love is not the jealous type. It doesn't matter if we win or lose. Yeah. So I'm going to hold you, but not in a way that's controlling. I just want to hold you close, not hold you back. And I also think it's interesting. Yeah, wow, soulmate. I also find it interesting that we were talking about sort of like the fear of the connection here. And it said on there, like, who am I to hold you back? And now we're getting no second chances here with the grave. I think that's their fear. That's what they're worried about, is that you're not going to give them a chance here. That could be the signs that Spirit is giving them. Spirit's giving them signs that if they don't take a chance right now, yeah, take a chance. Like literally right now, they're going to regret it. Yeah, this says mind on the money, but it's future, right? And then we have fear. They fear the future here, but there's intimacy within the no contact. So this is getting back to the waking dreams, right? This person could think about you when it's pleasure time, and that could come through when they're in these waking dreams with no contact. The fears just wanted to pop back out. So them having a fear of not being like enough for you, but it's also like being too much at the same time. Okay, so that magnetic attraction is here and bliss and happiness. Yeah, they're telling me the story here. There was magnetic attraction that they could not deny. And then you came together, even for just a short time, bliss and happiness. And then you were ghosted on so they could go be this player. And now they are regretful because there was an influence here, a friend influence, giving bad advice. And so it brought these storms. Yeah. And that's the storms that they are still playing in. Interesting. Ex-lover just came out. The storms that they're still playing in. Ex-lover. And regrets there. So now, bottom of the deck here is a breakup forever. I think that's the third party, because yesterday or Friday, whenever it was, we got that. They told the third party, and like for me, the third party is a group of friends. Okay, so it doesn't have to be a lover. Yeah, the third party here though as well, with that seduction card. Being teased, hooking up and dating, third party temptation. I need to know better than to use these cards. I call these the karmic cards. But there's a shocking surprise here. And there's that transformation. Self-indulgence. Yeah, they're realizing that that's not the way to go. And there's talking. So we'll end here on talking for this sort of section. I'll probably cut this all out because it says here, interested, awaiting messages. And then we see like pretending, now healthy choices. So I think they're in like an in-between place of healthy choices and dealing with their old stuff. Okay, but they are anticipating this. There's wanting to have some sort of like a different vibe to your connection. Okay, we've got the chaser. And for some of you, you need to allow them to be the chaser because you've been the chaser for a long time here. We've got passion, insane chemistry, having fun, equal interest, burning desire, and then we've got blowing of the kiss here. Unconditional love, giving and receiving, fairness and love, affections returned. Wow. Yeah. I feel like as soon as this happens, I feel like honestly, it's one conversation that's going to trigger this sort of phoenix rising here to rekindle and change their mind here because they know that they sabotaged something, but they're looking to repair it. They want it to be rebuilt into something else so they can be this sort of teddy bear and get abundance with you. And I feel like the abundance is the connection because we've been getting that a lot too. So you're in this needing to take the time here and stay grounded, right? And understanding that this honeymoon phase is coming. So we're going to clear that energy out, and I'll probably have this be private until I can edit it, if I even want to keep any of it, because the vibe tanks a little bit. Okay, so let's clear this energy out a little bit. I've got a sage spray over here. Let's dive into these dreams and the realization that these dreams bring forward in your person. Okay, so wisdom here. They feel like, again, it's like in that song we got that was, I'm crawling up out of the hell that I've made. Yeah, to get to a different way of being. And it's the abundance of this connection that draws them in here. Yeah, draws them in with focus. So there's a certain focus and a shift in focus is what I'm getting. Patience and willpower. See, there's sort of that tunnel again. Getting through the clouds. So we've been tapping in a lot on this channel about the fact that your person is going through many storms on this journey, right? Because of the choices they've made have led them to the karma that they have to overcome in order to get to you and to get to this abundance in their life, right? But I feel like when they focus on you, it's like you are the one opening up this sort of channel here so that they can see clearly. They see clearly when they think of you. Oh. It's like you bridge some sort of a gap for them between, yeah, look at that. You feel like this bright new day to this person, but there's still something about the discernment here. See the clouds? I'm getting that like they feel that clouds over their eyes type thing most of the time. But then when they think of you is when that sort of clears out. Let's see what the tarot has to say. I want to see what the tarot has to say. Wow. The star, like I just said, when they think of you, they can think clearly. and then they get lost in the past, and that's when the regret hits. I just saw 2244, so that's 444. Ooh, and we have the devil. Yeah, when they think of the past, they're beating themselves up here because of all that karmic stuff we just tapped into. 2303 on the clock here. Yeah, they walked away from their empress. They're so upset with themselves here. I feel like they get angry at themselves for putting you through this, because if they would have been smart, they would have seen that you're the end all be all here. Yeah. And now it's like they have to trust the intuitive pull enough to follow it in order to sort of like get to you. But there's still a part of them that's, scared of the journey here. I feel like they're willing to put the work in, but they're really scared of the journey. So intuitive pull, the healing journey, and what it takes to do the healing. They're really worried about that. That's what they feel like they're going to get themselves into. If they come towards you, they have to face the music, and it could definitely be this third-party influence here. And they feel like, again, that's them sort of working their way up out of hell in order to get to you, to get to you. It's that song. So they feel like they have to charge in and shed light on a situation that they would rather forget. Oh, yeah. So whatever they chose over you, I think that situation led to some serious, like, devastating realizations here. There was also something about the moon card I was getting this morning. I'm going to leave the moon on the top here. The thought I had was, in this journey, like while they're walking up the path, okay, trying to get to you. That song keeps coming in, to get to you, to get to you. I do feel as though there was people blocking the path. See how there's almost like guards on the path? And this is made of stone, right? And they felt as though they had to like break down the stone. They had to force their way through the clouds in order to climb up and get to this liberated state. They feel like they failed to do so. Yeah, there's some sadness around that. They're kind of saying like, I didn't do it, I failed. Feeling like a failure when it comes to you. But there's abundance again. They could feel like you're highly protected and they're unable to get through your protection. That could be divine from spirit. Yeah, it's like this is the guard that they came up to, trying to get to you. Something spiritually blocked this person. Wow. Yeah, see? It's like spiritually they're blocked from coming towards you in like an unclean energy. So it's almost like the spirit is sort of seeing them like, okay, if this counterpart were to come towards my collective, they would come through expecting a certain vibe or outcome. So spirit is kind of like wondering in which way they're going to approach. Okay, so we have approaching you as though you're the crone, the teacher, the seer, the one with the answers, or this mother with the fertile belly. Okay, so I was looking for the maiden, but we have similar vibes here. Yeah, integrity right under that. So they want, it's like spirit wants them to be in a balanced energy in order to get to you. I was also getting Easter this morning. We've got decorated eggs. But I have to cover a lot of this card here. But we've got integrity. Yeah, spirit faced them down and was like, if you're going to bring this energy out of the feminine, is it going to be like just for one night type vibes? Because if you do that, you're going to hurt my feminine's heart. But there's union here. I'm so intrigued by this. Okay, so it's like, yeah, here we go with the masculine now. They've already been in sort of this martyrdom vibe. We've seen them be like, I'm holding up a cracking wall, like I am cracking while I'm trying to hold up my structure, my 3D. And so when they look in the mirror, they see the mistakes, they see the cracks in their face. 3031. And spirit is forcing them to look in that mirror until they see the heart space. Until you can set down the martyrdom, until you can set down the judgment of yourself and see yourself as a worthy component. Like, we need you to see yourself as worthy to take this risk. Yeah. That is not the card I meant to hold up. I thought I was holding up this one. Okay, yeah. So, worthy to take this risk. Having that bird's eye view. They need that confidence to do that. And right now, they're battling within themselves on worthiness, which leaves them in a state of indecision. Like indecision to call you and hear the voice of reason. That's what I'm getting. Every time I say indecision, I get that song, but this is coming up heavily here. There's 3 different sides to your masculine that they're fighting themselves on. Like fighting themselves to be. They want really badly to be this hero. They want to be your hero. But they need to come to this balance. They need some water in here. Got lots of air and lots of fire, but there's very little water, emotions, balance. Okay, so that's what's keeping them in this indecision, is they're not allowing themselves the balance. Yeah. That's union on one side, and then we've got the balanced chakras on the other. They're battling like 4 different sides of themselves here. Yeah, there's this strategic mind. They're stuck in strategy here. And so I feel that these dreams and the communication in the dreams is you trying to bridge the gap here. And you're trying to say, look, I have something to tell you. I need you to see this from an emotional standpoint as well as an intellectual standpoint. And I feel like your person is very fearful of the healing that that's going to bring forward, okay? So it's like they know that this is their destiny, but they push away the healing part. Yeah, They like avoid the shadow work here to stay in sort of this younger energy. There's the maiden. I was looking for that earlier. So they need to get balanced here. But I also feel as though when they think of you, you could have been there for this person in their time of need. Okay. You could have definitely been like, I am love. I love you. Here's my hand. I'm going to extend it down here to you. Send them like a message that was like, hey, I know you're in a low point. Let me just go ahead and tell you that I care for you, that type of thing. And so this person feels like if they're in this martyrdom energy, if they're really, really low and they send you this low vibrational energy, that you're going to come up for them again. Yeah, you're going to pop up. But in real life, they've put you in some sort of a competition here. And you're like, look, I love you and I want this for you. But I need you to get out of this younger energy and do the healing work so that you can come towards me, which you and I both know is our destiny here. So there's just no bypassing. This is like spiritual bypassing. This is also the energy that came through in Taurus's reading. You could be connecting to a Taurus. That will be uploaded today. Today's Virgo. So if you're Virgo or Taurus, shout out to you. Also say hello as you're hopping on and drop a like. We're getting into a little more of this like moon and star energy as it pertains to communicating with your person. Hoping I can see the chat. Let me know if you have questions or anything like that. So I do believe that this person understands that connecting to you is going to bring them a beautiful energy. Okay, I think I want this one. Like they know that there's abundance over there on your side. That's kind of what I'm getting here is like bridging this gap of like from the land to the air is what they're stuck on right now. And they're fearful of what happens when they run out of land. And I was thinking the land is the 3D. This person feels like they're aging. They're like, I'm getting old. Seeing the lines around their face and stuff like that. I think that just adds to the regret here. 4 of Cups. Yeah. That adds to the regret. It's like they waited for such a long time. There's cobwebs. There's cobwebs on their house. Yeah, and we were getting the house with the Kipper deck as well. So it's like this house is their heart. There's cobwebs on their heart. Because it's been such a long time since they have felt open and like in love in a sense here. Yeah, because I feel like they're so logical, they pushed away. Oh, and it does feel like they know this. Yeah, Page of Wands. They have the understanding that this is the truth. And there's the Ace. So it's like, yeah, there's cobwebs all over their heart space, all over their passion, all over their wand. Could be feeling like they're in a dry spell right now. And see, what's interesting with this Page of Wands is we've got all this pokey stuff in the nest, and the wand is over here like out of place. They feel like it's in the wrong place. If they left you for someone else, they feel like where their wand is going is cobwebs. Okay, that's a lot. Spirit, fix it. Yeah, so I really feel like they tore a hole in the space-time continuum when they left you on your own here. Yeah, 8 of Cups. They walked away from a connection and now they feel like wherever they are, whatever they do is just filled with cobwebs here. Yeah. Tower. When they tore this down, they they really hurt themselves here. Yeah, 9 of Swords. The regret is real. But I want to really dive in deeper to the telepathic communication. And right as I started saying that, we have the Fool, Queen of Cups, 6 of Wands. So we see the wolf here coming towards the bunny. And I was getting Easter with one of those other decks. Something about that, like new life, fertility, the ground being soft, the flowers coming up. You could connect with this person in spring, but I feel like that's your energy, Queen of Cups. Your energy is bright and light and fun and sweet. And they're saying they're proud of you. They're proud of you for winning, like despite all odds here. 5 of Swords, Devil. It's like they can't believe it. They can't believe what you've done with this energy. The Empress. They can't believe it. They're like in total awe of you here. The Empress, 3 of Cups, Page of Cups, because you're able to keep your heart open and keep your heart strong. Even through the confusion here, you're manifesting through the 7 of Swords. Or I'm sorry, 7 of Cups. 7 of Swords, I guess, but there's that rabbit again. It's like, regardless of what they did or didn't do, you still came out on top. And there's a part of them that just cannot believe it. Which is strange, because it's like they feel responsible. They truly do. They feel responsible for putting you into this healing journey, making you question yourself. They feel regretful of that. Judgment at the bottom as soon as I said all of that. They feel like they catapulted you into this journey, and it's this somber feeling. Like they're upset with themselves, but they're also like, go get it, baby. But we've got 7 of Wands here. Again, it's almost like this person tried to approach you in the spirit. While you were brokenhearted. Were they trying to like fight with you in the spirit? Coming to you unbalanced as it pertained to trying to clear things up, but spiritually I saw 4, 1, 2, 4. 8 of Wands coming to you in the spirit while you were brokenhearted to tell you what they want. King of Wands. More of a feisty energy. Yeah. All right. Death card here. Spirit had to intervene and put an end to them coming to you in the spirit with one thing on their mind. So you might not hear from this person, but when they're telepathically communicating and taking a chance to come to you in the spirit, they've got one thing on their mind. And I think you might have had to also put the block up with this, or you had to tell spirit, you told your spirit guides, you're like, hey, this person keeps penetrating in my dreams. And I feel like this person is now realizing, or they need to realize, that if they're going to do this, come to you in the spirit, it needs to be from a Knight of Cups lovers. They need to be in the Knight of Cups, not the King of Wands. Wow, I just saw the 2 of Cups. And the Sun. We keep getting that this is a realization that they're coming to. They're coming to some sort of realization. And then we've got Temperance, Queen of Swords, High Priestess. You did. You told them to stop getting in your dreams. So like last night when I had a waking dream, I said, look, there's things I need to talk to you about. There's so much that you don't know. But in the past, I remember going out under the moon, because when the moon is full is when I think of mine the most. And there was so much energy in our dynamic and so much pain around it all. And I kept feeling like he was like pestering me in these waking dreams, like constantly showing up and constantly like directing me. And I remember being like, access denied. And I said that to the moon, access denied. That's this. I think he felt that. So some of you could be called to do that. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune. Simply because it's like, come at me right, or an army of light you will fight. I use that a lot. Come at me right, or an army of light you will fight. Then I'm getting that song that we kind of started with here, where it was like, I don't want to control you. I want to be the riverbank for when things get wild, for when things get heavy. I want to be there for you, to be a shoulder to cry on, and to help you when things get heavy. But this, I want you in the worst way, is another song. I want you in the worst way is the way that it came across here. So until they have that shift and put an end to sort of like treating you that way, that's where the shift happens for sure, because they need to understand that how they treated the connection was very painful to you. So let's go back into tarot maybe. I'm probably going to chop this reading up a lot. So again, if I keep it, because I feel like the energy is just all over the place. It's chaos. And we've been tapping into that a lot on the channel too, of like, your person is going through emotional turbulence. Yeah. 5 of Cups. And Nine of Cups, what they want, hot and heavy energy. We got this with the King. They regret treating you that way. Yeah. Page of Swords, 9 of Wands, the Sun. I'm telling you, it's like they judge themselves for it. Oops. Spirit is shedding light on that for them. That's what I'm getting. Spirit is showing up here and saying, look, until you really sit with that and you realize the pain that was caused here, shedding light to the wound. For some of you, that's why they haven't come forward. That's why they're holding back here on the entire connection as a whole, because they cannot face the fact that this like burned your whole world to the ground here. 10 of Wands. I was getting that a while ago. So like for me and my masculine, it was all about the eye contact, right? And like there was one night I was like really sad because I was like, I don't know if I'm ever going to see him again, like literally never see him again. And so I was journaling and I was like, you know, one of the things that he had said to me was, there's just something about the way you look at me. I would be just fine if it wasn't for the way that you look at me. But that was coming from this standpoint, the lovers, right? Not necessarily this point. There was that too. But anyways, I was journaling and I was like, what if I never get to look at you like that again? So yeah, like you're the prize. That was the way that I felt like I was looking at him, was you are the prize and I want you. But now, if I look at him, he's going to see the pain, the defeat. And so I will purposefully not look at him because I don't want him to look at me and see the pain. So there's something here about like protecting each other from the pain that was caused here. But I'm also getting like someone has to do it. Someone has to bridge the gap and come face the music in order to get anywhere with each other. Yeah. In order to see anything prosper, they're going to have to face the Empress. That's what I was getting with the crone and the mother. They need to look at you like a wife instead of a young maiden. Yeah, because it's caused a lot of pain here. They could be scared to even talk to you in the spirit. Yeah. 2 kings, wands and swords. Talk to you in the spirit or in real life. Knight of Pentacles in real life. The spirit told them they have to. They could have tried to connect to you in a dream and you had like a spirit guide that was like, turn around and go pick up the phone. Yeah. To reciprocate the energy in real life. So when you're trying to connect with your masculine, like, or DM is masculine, but when you're trying to connect to them spiritually, I think it's very important to, when we talk about this in the Akashic Records, it's like asking permission, but it's almost like asking permission from spirit itself. And it's more like sending an intention down the line rather than specific communication. So for me, right, my overwhelming communication that I wanted to send down the line was, hey, I need to talk to you in real life. Okay, there's so much that I need to say. I need you to look at this from my perspective, but also I feel like I want him to know he would benefit from knowing what I have to say, okay? If you would just look at me in the physical, the pentacles are about physical, and let me tell you what I know. Then I feel like we could each drop the wands. We could drop the burden here of being this wounded warrior, because you need to know what went on either in the meantime. I feel like your masculine or the runner needs to tell you what happened in the meantime to bring justice to this situation. Yeah, in the meantime here. Queen of Swords under that, just saying. But whether they went to a different connection or they bossed up and went on their spiritual path, I feel like some of them might want to talk to you about their spiritual path here. Star, Hanged Man, and how it led them back to you. Is there a song that says something about all roads lead to you? And look at that. There's the 9 of Cups with the King of Cups this time. So it's like you need to tell them your perspective from the 3D level. Not necessarily here's the pain that caused, but more like if we clear the air, then we can drop the mess. We can drop the messiness of it all, right? And your person is like, okay, well, I've been like on this weird spiritual path. Like, do you know about spirituality? Like, that's what they're going to say, I feel like. And you might be like, oh yeah, have you heard of like twin flames? And they'll be like, oh my God, you too, right? And so I keep getting that on this channel, like you and me both. You and me both. Manifesting each other here. And again, this is the energy of this read, is messages in dreams. So again, with the manifesting, we want to be careful of that, like sending specific words, Yeah. Because your person is scared. Again, it's like a child in a closet, not in a closet really. A child in bed looking at their closet thinking there's some sort of a presence, right? And that can be very scary when we keep getting that, like haunted by thoughts of you, haunted by the memories, haunted. And then we're sending telepathic communication and they're like, what is going on here? Oh my God, if this is the 9 of Cups. Yeah, it's like they need to figure out that you're a benevolent energy here and that what you have to say is benevolent. They're scared. They're scared of the connection, but not in a way that you think. They're not scared to love you. They're scared of the fact that you can literally go into the spirit and see them. This is also a spiritual duo here. The magician and high priestess are perfect partners. That's like a king and queen all in of itself. And I'm telling you, it's something about the way things ended that needs to be cleared up. It needs to be talked about so that we can put that to rest here. And then the Hierophant, so that you can stop having to communicate in the spirit. I feel your frustration. I feel like you're frustrated because you can only talk to them in these waking dreams, in these waking moments. And you want to be able to look at your person and say, hey, I'm here. Like, come and talk to me. So we're asking them to sort of take a chance here. And we keep getting that on this channel and others. They want to take a chance. They want to come towards you. But again, it's like they have to come at you right, or an army of light they will fight. So I feel like the 7 of Wands, when it comes to like the blockages, again, okay, so it's like they've been pushed up to this ledge here, right, by spirit. And now they've got their arm up and they're like, I'm at the edge, come to the edge. And you're on the other side of the bridge. It's like the bridge hasn't been built yet, because spirit has to play their part here as they go within to take care of this journey that they have created for themselves. Like that Jelly Roll song that I just pulled up to begin with. It was, I'm wide awake and I'm dreaming, which is why it first came up. But then it said, I'm climbing my way out of this hell on earth I made. That's what the chasers, you know, the collective watching need to understand is the storms are not to punish your person. It's karma for the choices they've made. And they feel, or they keep trying to like run towards you, specifically in the dream time, or it could be in the dream time. And spirit has got you so protected. 9 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles. They have you protected on this other side here because your person needs to come at you with a passion of protection, a passion of making you their wife, a passion of being in union for the right reasons here. I feel like spirit is literally getting right up in their way for many of you. But we want to, you know, send light and unfortunately healing. I know it's not what we want to hear down the line. Yeah. When it comes to telepathically sending them a message, it's, I love you, I'm here for you, not please come to me. Does that make sense? Like, okay, I was getting this earlier with the soul tie of the twin flames, right? We have this mystical, magical knot tied around both of our wrists, okay? This connection. And we need to look at that like a 3-legged race, okay? So it's like you and your person were put on this planet to be connected and to go through trials in order to get to each other, but you're in a long distance 3-legged race, okay? And so when your person falls down, they stumble and they fall, then we want to like yank on it, and we want to be like, come to me, come here. I am on the ship. I am safety. I have the answers. I am close to spirit. I am the high priestess, right? So we yank on that soul tie. And what it does is it trips our person. Our person falls down because they're already stumbling. And then we yank on their ankle and they fall down more. So it's, I don't know, it's a very difficult energy here. So we're on the bridge, we're alone, and we have a soul tie, and we're sending up the messages through the soul tie, right? And Spirit is saying we need to tidy up the soul tie itself. Like when we are trying to connect to them and we open this door, right, and we're sending these messages, it needs to not be sad. Yeah, because I feel like when we're sending them, hey, I'm upset, I'm sad, they don't want to face that. I mean, there is that, yeah, because it's resonating. There's part of that that's not even your own energy, it's their energy. Their energy is sad, disappointed, confused, lost. And it's because they refuse to let go of the mask here, to be their authentic self and have the possibility for union. There's like a refusal here. Yeah, ego and then root. Disowned self and ego. This is not a positive message. Gosh. Oh, it doesn't feel good. So here we go. There's that soul tie is the needle. And it's like what we send down the line to our person, we need to be very careful of here, because it could be, hey, I'm upset with the matrix. There's the matrix here. Again, that's spirit intervening though. Divine matrix is, I've never had these two come out before and see it like this, but see how that's like the eye of the needle and there's something coming up out of it? It's clogged up. Huh. Something has clogged up the connection. Experience life as it comes and the divine feminine. It's not on the divine feminine side. That, look at that, divine feminine and drifter wide open. So yeah, the masculine here. Oh my God. Yeah, see that? I don't know how bright that's going to be. Hopefully you can kind of see that, but it's like a portal right here on this side. That's what they're trying to get through on the bridge to get to you. Spirit literally won't let them. Right use of power. They were trying to be like overpowering. Spirit came together here. Like all forces of nature came together to be like, do we think that they're ready? But I think with it's masculine here, but there could definitely be shadow work that you're avoiding too. This came out in Taurus reading. So they want to know like which opportunities have you been avoiding in your own life here? Opportunities and benefactor. Yeah, and there's that jeweled web again. So something's clouding the connection. I'm not quite sure what. We'll see what deck I haven't yet used and get into the tarot if we dare. 10 of Cups was at the bottom, but I want to ask what's clouding the Ace of Wands. It's their vibe towards you. They have to switch the vibe. They need to drop the Ace of Wands wanting of you. Like, I want you in the worst way. And Spirit's like, what do you mean? Spirit's literally like, do you want to rephrase that? I want them in the worst way. And Spirit's like, say what now? I'm going to need you to rephrase that if you want to get anywhere close to my collective. Two of Wands. Yeah. They have to rethink what they're going to bring to you. Six of Pentacles bring to you. This camera drives me batty. I literally purchased it for this purpose. Wake up. That little burst of frustration. Yeah. That's what they need to let go of. Five of Wands, Eight of Cups, Hanged Man. And this is your side. I'm telling you, it's like Seven of Pentacles. You're cooking up your 10 of Pentacles, going for what it is you want. This person is suspended in space, trying to get rid of things, to clear up the nonsense, to get to you. Two of Cups. You're over here, Queen of Cups, Knight of Swords. Please come talk to me. But you both are understanding that you are in a love connection. You're just on such different pages. You've got Wheel of Fortune and the Moon. And they've got Temperance and Death. Until they come at you right. And get out of this Two of Swords, Nine of Swords energy. And you need to make sure that you're not sitting in the disappointment of it all, being sad and sending I miss you vibes down the line. You need to send we're better together vibes down the line. We could make this work. If you come towards me, we would be so great, and focus on that greatness here. Wow, they know it though. Queen of Wands, the Sun, Page of Wands. But again, it's that wand energy. They have to get out of that. They have to heal that side of them that needs you for that. And come towards you from a place of success means being your husband, not your one-nighter. That's the energy that I'm getting from that Wands. So Spirit's going to continue to block them. Nine of Wands, Empress. I don't feel like you are blocking them. I feel like you're sending messages down the line, but it may or may not be getting to them. They could be really focused on work here and planning something. They have to get more creative. Spirit's not going to like do it for them. And you could be asking a lot like, Spirit, just bring them towards me. Spirit, just let me have this. And Spirit's literally like, I said what I said. It's for the highest good of all involved. And your highest good has everything to do with like the pentacles here, like winning. That's how you benefit the world. That's how you excel for the next generations to come. Yeah. So if you send messages down the line, rest assured it's going down the line, lower world. Crawling out of this hell on earth I've made. And Spirit's like, that's the chaos journey. in the lower world. We don't want you down there. Soul retrieval and the witness. You've already done this. That's why. You have already done this. Soul retrieval. You took the nudges from spirit when you needed to, or someone did, and released things you needed to release at the time you were told to release them. This is somebody who is doing what they're told as it pertains to spirit here. Vision quest. It's like you got the fiery nudge as well. You could think very fiery of this person. This is root chakra healing. And that's going to lead you to this liberation and magic. You need to do root chakra healing. Oh, that's what Taurus's reading was all about too. It's going to help you manifest here with the sorcerer. That's what Taurus was all about, but it also is healing what makes you you. The curse and the seer, it is the secret to getting to the upper world, which is where your masculine will be waiting. Ancestral drama, trauma, yeah, as it pertains to your inner child. Inner child healing here is what's going to unclog the pipeline that attaches you to spirit, to your alignment. Yeah, sacrifice is clearing out. You both need to clear the pipeline, which is your soul tie. And for you, it's bringing balance to what you're meant to do. The sun, yeah. Bringing balance to what you're meant to do, which is the prophecy that I always talk about on this channel, the rainbow prophecy. And there's many paths that you can go about this cycle, okay? It is a cycle, it's a spiral, it never stops moving. But you can't just go up and out of it. You have to go through the turbulence your own self. And there's spirit looking at you. Yeah, looking at you with the eyes like the hunter. You need to be sure you're not concerning yourself too much with what this person is going through karmically, okay? Send love and healing down the line. I had such a bright, wonderful idea of what I was going to talk to today, and my mind has just gone a blank, and I'm talking about this instead. Yeah, it's like you're this earth warrior here. 11244 when I looked up. To go through these cycles in order to heal the generational trauma and drama that otherwise is going to get on your kids. This is just kind of a warning about sending energy down the line. We need to take a step back here with the witness and get a different perspective. Hangman type energy. And also understand the opportunities that come for you are not there to piss you off or not there to make you upset. Okay, so here's the dream time again. So let's get back into this, and I'm going to sage again. So what is the message of the dream time? What do we need to know? Wow, fertile ground to nurture. Wow. 11411 when I looked up. Oh, 14. 1333. Anyways. This is nurturing and clearing the soul tie. I was thinking about this card the other day because I don't get it very often. Nurturing. Understanding that all things move and clear out in their own time. No matter what, the wheel is always turning. We can't stop time. But what we can do is release. See that soul tie? And it says self-sacrifice here, ego death. You have to do the soul clearing and send them nurturing encouragement down the line as you do that. 11515. Because that's what Spirit is telling you to do. Intuitively, you know that there's healing within yourself that you got to do. Yeah, the truth. Intuitively, you know that the healing is on you too. Yeah, they're like, I said what I said. The eagle again. Clarity on a topic. So if you want clarity on these dreams and seeking and finding, right? So some of you could be like going to sleep with the intention of seeking out somebody. And we want you to be doing the release work necessary. We've seen this already with that other deck. Because the burdens that you carry, I don't think you realize what you're, like, I don't think you realize the heft. This is heaviness. You see those side by side? It's like she is having the heaviness of the ancestors. This is what Taurus's reading was all about. You have ancestral trauma that if you send especially Smexy energy down the line, you're sharing root chakra heaviness down the line. And it's going to hit that person like a rock. Oh, this could be you or them. Healing and the drum again. Yeah, ancestral healing for sure. There's the fire medicine as well. So it's like we're sending rocks down the line instead of lighthearted energy. You might think that you're sending love or sending what they want, which is like that fire, passionate energy, right? But it's like that fiery energy goes down the line like a catapult. See that? Like Viking, like catapult. So what you actually need to do is send healing. Rhythm. The drum is about timing, but it also can be about cycles, right? So yeah, we need to send healing down the line. You and this person have root chakra work to talk about. Wow. Okay, so you could be feeling like you want to send this person Smexy energy through the dream time, okay? Because you have the ability to do it. You think that that's kind of like what they want. Or that you would want to talk about the pain that the separation has caused you, the third party has caused you, blah, 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 blah. Why the Empress is 9 of Wands. You could feel like that's the healthy conversation that you need to have, or that this is where it's becoming so misconstrued in your tie. Because they actually want to talk to you about the more spiritual stuff. And I don't think you've been able to hear them out because you're overloading the soul tie with your own messages. Boom, 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 boom. Rapid fire. Yeah, rapid fire. And they are kind of like, hold on, chill out. Because when they're looking for you, they're in a lot more of a childlike energy than you realize. And I think that scares them, but it scares you too. Yeah, they're literally like, hold on, chill out. I'm on this journey with you. Lighten up. Wow, I felt them come through just now. I literally felt your person. This whole time, I've just been spitting out what the cards are saying, but that moment right there. Okay, so, yeah. They're like, hold on a minute. Just give me, okay, yeah. Hold on a minute. Like, relax. Then it's almost like, let's empower each other here. Because again, it's like, we're on this together. Please just like chill. That's the child card. And self-expression. That's what you've been missing. Because of how quickly you're sending energy down the line in order to be like, hear me out, hear me out, hear me out. They could be like, I already know what. They're saying, you think I don't talk to them? You think I don't? If it's like karmic third party, like for me, it's a group of friends, right? So it's like, we could assume that they don't know our side of the story. They might already know and like accept it and understand it, but they want to talk about deeper stuff. That's crazy. So passion on the bottom again. Wow. It literally could be that you are assuming that. Or this could have literally just happened 2 seconds ago because I was getting King of Wands type energy, right? And then it just shifted and they were like, hey, hold on. I was just looking for that passion card. Look at that. I feel like the shift just happened in live time. They know that this new beginning is what they want with reconciliation here. You could have both thought the other person wanted passion through the line, when really you wanted to be liberated here. You wanted to feel the freedom of getting closure, of saying your piece as it pertained to some sort of friend group or third party. That's what you wanted. Now, what's on their side of the line? Commitment. And to tell you how freaking beautiful you are, and that they want to be your riverbank. At the very beginning, I don't know if you were here, but there's a song called Banks. Jordan Davis and I Need to Breathe is the band name, which I thought was odd, but I'd never heard it before. It came on this morning as I was getting ready, as I was commuting here. Wow. They literally were just like, relax a minute. They are coming at it in a new energy, or this is your guides, and it's like that passion card is coming with courage. Not so much that King of Wands energy. So again, it's like you want to shed truth and light on a situation as a whole. You both have reconciliation on the mind here. But it's like they're feeling your angst through the line. Because even like last night when I had my little waking dream, I was trying to like get a lot of information through at one time because I could feel that the channel was open. right? So like the channel was open and I was just like, I don't think you understand. I need you to see it this way and see it that way. And oh my gosh, I don't think you get it. And they're over here like, I do. I need you to chill out. We saw empowerment already. I'm getting that is like emboldened. You could have a fear here that they're going to be combative. They're feeling like you're combative. And they're like, just hold on, be balanced here. The animals are in the animal kingdom, which is perfect balance. Financial health is like the way to abundance is alignment, is what I'm getting with that. So this is them and spirit. 12606 on the clock. The beauty is also kind of like the beauty way, alignment. This person is way more aligned than you think. Did this just happen? Did they just tap in? We've got healing and grieving here, but it has this same energy. That's what threw me, is when we got this commitment card, the energy shifted. They're almost saying like, let us grieve together. As one. Like, let us take the responsibility of this together. Hand in hand here. This is wild. Once they shift their vibe as it pertains to this power energy, this empowerment, emboldened energy, you or them, because we got the fire with you, rapid fire with that rock, right? Once you calm down on that, like, I just want you to hear me out, just understand where I'm coming from. You calm down on that and come back to center on why you need to defend yourself. Yeah. That's your burden to carry, is the fact that you don't feel heard. So that's kind of like your 5 of Swords, and their 5 of Swords is like this wall of fire with the passion, right? And the grief of it all, because we definitely got that, like, beating themselves up a lot. But I'm telling you, forgiveness and home. I'm getting childhood home here. They want help braving the karmic storm, like the shitstorm they're in order to sort of get this favor, this good luck from the universe. They know they need to have a different outlook. They need to see this from a place of peace. And they know that that's you. Queen of Cups vibes that we were getting all day. They want help clearing their trauma. And you do too. To protect each other. That song Banks. I've never heard it before. It came on today as I was on my way here. You're going to help each other with this transformation through loving one another. True twin flames. I'm still curious about like who's going to bridge this gap, but I feel like they just did. They just came through strong. So you need to work on confidence and empowerment and feeling like you can be okay whether people hear you out or not. 1, 3. It was 01 and then 03, but it was like 1 and 3 at the same time. 1, 3, 1, 3. There we go. Could be significant. But anyways, we have you focusing on your root chakra and being heard. Because you have been needing a safe place to feel this compassion and feel safe really being there for people. That's your sort of inner child healing. I'm not sure what their inner child healing is. It's my alarm. I've got to get ready to go. But that's what this is, inner child healing. They don't want to be on guard any more than you do. But you both are. And you're both sending different things down the line. You're like, liberate me. And they're like, calm down. That's their energy. Their energy is like, okay, stay calm. Like, what a way to end a reading. I feel overwhelmed. Like, I want to cry. Like, alignment is the answer. Where does I say that? Love is the answer to reconciling and to the commitment. But I feel like most of the time you are mirroring each other. But at this point right now, the transformation is you're both working on different things. And it's the deep healing that you're both avoiding. That's all over Taurus's reading. It was spiritual bypassing. That's the craziness of the twin flame journey, is you only get it through transformation. Tapping into this energy, true alignment, is the only way. And I feel strongly for the first time really ever that that's the message that your person was sort of like sending down the line of like, hey, I know that you're guarded, but I need you to like get grounded and chill a minute. King and Queen of Pentacles, this is not going to focus, but I mean, you both are working on different things. You guys are both beating yourself up over separate things and feeling at a great distance here, trying to send messages through the line, which was the intention of the whole reading. But it's like you both have energy clearing to do because you can't fully reach each other until we shed light on what's clogging up the conduit. 13331. We've got a lot of love on this table. And I feel like that's definitely comes through on your spicy or sassy Dreamtime messages. That's kind of what they're telling me. They're like, yeah, I'm getting your messages. I get it. You need to chill out. We would chill out a lot more if they bridge the gap, right? If we could come to some sort of understanding and say what we needed to say in the physical. So I'm not sure what they have to say about that. I mean, I'm sure all the tarot readers get the same thing. Like, I'm getting ready to. But we've got like abandonment wounds here. We've got childhood harm, childhood trauma, root chakra stuff for sure. But I'm not going to pull anymore if we're leaving on this note. Love, reconciliation, and commitment. But this feels like a spiritual understanding through the conduit. That was insane. I can't wait to watch this back, honestly. Leave a like. I will be getting Taurus's reading up. Yeah, this is one to rewatch for sure. I learned a lot today. All right, you guys, I will see you all later. Check out the playlists. Every zodiac sign has a playlist in here. Taurus is today, Virgo is tomorrow. So you know the thing, click some buttons. I'll see you on the next one.